trying to escape or am I trying to sever other people's threats?
She did, it was something that I decided to do, and I killed her in the back.
The brother was the only one who was concerned about this whole entire dynamic because he tried to go to the police and give them all the evidence that...
Tension is rising fast around D4VD. And this time, it's not coming from fans or the media, it's coming from the people who know him best. Behind the scenes, whispers have turned into full-blown revelations, and his own crew is now stepping forward with claims that are shaking the entire story surrounding Celeste. What started as small rumors online has exploded into something far more serious, and the truth behind these leaks is becoming impossible to ignore. Crew members who once stood by D4VD are suddenly breaking their silence, revealing details that paint a very different picture from what most fans believed. They're exposing private conversations, hidden conflicts, and behind-the-scenes tension that allegedly played a huge role in the fallout with Celeste. And the more they reveal, the darker the situation seems to get. These aren't light accusations. These are claims that could truly damage D4VD's reputation if even half of them are true. People close to the situation say D4VD may have been keeping secrets long before anything became public. Certain decisions, sudden behavior changes, and unexplained moments backstage are now being pointed to as signs that things were far from okay.
In the back of my mind, I killed you, and I didn't even regret it. I can't believe I said it, but it's true.
And now that the crew is talking, fans are starting to question everything they thought they knew about what really happened. Even more shocking, some insiders suggest Celeste may have been caught in the middle of tensions she didn't even see coming, and the crew's new statements might finally explain her sudden pullback. Distant energy and emotional tone in recent footage. With social media catching fire and more insiders teasing they're not done talking, this situation is spiraling fast. The next revelations could completely break open the truth and expose a side of D4VD no one expected to see. From the outside, everything looked perfect for D4VD. His music was charting, his fan base was exploding, and every performance clip online showed him as confident, composed, and completely in control. But behind the perfectly edited videos and the polished social media posts, something far darker was brewing. Something not even the most dedicated fans could sense. And now, the people who once protected his image are the very ones stepping forward and tearing that image apart. For months, questions have circled around his connection with Celeste, the mysterious collaborator whose presence in his world created both excitement and confusion. Clips of them together hinted at chemistry, tension, and something deeper happening behind the scenes. But suddenly, Celeste pulled back, keeping appearances low, staying quiet, and distancing herself from the situation. Fans assumed it was personal, others thought it was a drama, but nobody knew the real reason. Nobody knew what was happening behind closed doors, until now. The first leak came from someone the public had never heard of, a stage assistant who worked on one of D4VD's tour. His message was subtle at first, a short post hinting that Celeste went through more than people think. It was enough to make fans curious, but not enough to make headlines. But within hours, more people from D4VD's circle started chiming in. Backup singers, lighting crew members, even someone from the management office. One by one, they began sharing small pieces of information, and when those pieces were put together, the picture became impossible to ignore. According to insiders, the relationship between D4VD and Celeste wasn't just complicated, it was chaotic. Some described it as emotional, others described it as unstable, and almost everyone agreed that the tension between them began long before the public ever sensed a thing. One crew member claimed that arguments behind the scenes were frequent and heavy, especially during rehearsals where perfection was expected, but communication was breaking apart. Another insider mentioned moments where Celeste looked visibly overwhelmed after private conversations with D4VD. Moments that were quickly brushed under the rug to keep the show running smoothly. But the real shock came when a close member of D4VD's own team, someone who had been with him since the early days, decided to speak out anonymously. Their statement didn't just suggest trouble, it described it in detail. According to this insider, D4VD had been under enormous pressure for months. The rapid fame, the non-stop schedule, the increasing expectations from everyone around him, all of it began taking a toll on him mentally and emotionally. He started shutting people out, snapping under stress, and making decisions that even his team questioned. And Celeste, being one of the few people close enough to see the cracks, ended up caught in the middle of it all. The insider claimed that Celeste tried to support him even when things began spiraling, but every attempt at helping reportedly turned into more tension, more miscommunication, and more emotional weight on both sides. There were moments where Celeste considered walking away completely, moments only the crew knew about, because they witnessed it firsthand. Another leak described a specific night that fans never knew occurred. During a rehearsal for a major performance, D4VD allegedly had a breakdown backstage. Crew members said he became frustrated with everything: the sound, the timing, the pressure, the expectations. Celeste tried to calm him down, but instead, the situation escalated. Voices were raised, feelings were hurt, and from that point on, something permanently changed between them. Some crew members even claimed that after that night, Celeste avoided being alone with him. But the most damaging claim wasn't about arguments, it was about secrets. According to two insiders, D4VD had been hiding something big, something personal that he never intended for the public or even Celeste to find out. Nobody from the crew has revealed what the secret is yet, but they hint that it's serious enough to explain everything: the tension, the distance, the sudden silence from Celeste, and the emotional collapse behind the scenes. Fans online are already speculating wildly. Some think it's about trust, others believe it's rooted in past relationships or deeper emotional issues. But what makes this entire story explode is that the crew members aren't denying anything. They're promising to reveal more. One insider wrote, "People see the music and the videos. They don't see the emotional fallout." Celeste tried her best, but she wasn't prepared for everything he was dealing with. The moment that message went viral, the internet split in two. Half of the fans demanded answers from D4VD. The other half defended him, saying every artist goes through mental strain and private challenges that the public should not judge. But even supporters admitted something felt off: the timing, the silence, the way D4VD suddenly stopped mentioning Celeste. Everything lined up perfectly with the crew's story. Meanwhile, Celeste hasn't issued a statement. She hasn't liked a comment. She hasn't responded to any fan questions. Her silence is speaking louder than words, and fans are starting to realize it may not be because she wants privacy. It may be because she's trying to stay far away from whatever this situation is turning into. The most disturbing part of these leaks is the way nearly every crew member describes the same thing: a shift in D4VD's personality. They talk about him becoming closed off, defensive, overly sensitive to criticism, and emotionally reactive in ways he never was before. Some blame the industry, some blame the pressure, but others believe the conflict with Celeste played a far bigger role than anyone imagined. Right now, the internet is watching closely. More crew members are hinting they're ready to speak, and people are starting to wonder, if this much is coming out already, what else have they been hiding? This situation is nowhere near over, and what comes next could change D4VD's entire career and expose secrets that were never meant to come out. As the noise around D4VD grows louder, one thing becomes painfully clear: these leaks aren't random. They aren't one-time comments from bitter ex-employees. They are coming from multiple people, all connected to him, and all pointing to the same deeper problem. The more the crew speaks, the more the public begins to realize that this situation is far bigger than a simple misunderstanding between two artists. Within just 48 hours, 3 more insiders stepped forward, each bringing new details that painted an even darker picture. These weren't anonymous accounts with no credibility. These were people whose usernames and past posts confirmed they had been part of D4VD's world for months. Some worked on his touring team, others on the creative side, and one even claimed to have been part of the meetings. Involving Celeste directly, their stories matched almost perfectly. 1. Insider described the environment around D4VD as walking on thin ice, saying that everyone near him felt the pressure of keeping him stable during high-stress moments. According to them, Celeste often acted as the emotional mediator, the one person who could calm him down during tense situations. But that responsibility eventually became too heavy for her, especially when the emotional toll shifted into something she could no longer handle. Another crew member backed this claim, explaining that Celeste would often stay behind after rehearsals, worried about D4VD's mental state and the unpredictable moments he was experiencing. They said she would approach the crew privately, asking if they noticed certain behaviors or emotional changes. And the crew did. They all did. But nobody expected the situation to collapse the way it did. One of the most shocking details from the new leaks involves an incident that happened right after a major performance, a performance fans still praise as one of D4VD's best. According to the crew, VD's best. According to the crew, minutes after leaving the stage, D4VD had a breakdown that blindsided everyone. The crowd saw him confident and electrifying. The crew saw him shaking, overwhelmed, and unable to process the pressure he had been carrying. Celeste was there. She tried to help, but something happened during that exchange. Something the crew refuses to fully describe, that changed everything. They hint at a deeply emotional confrontation, one that left Celeste in tears and D4VD storming out of the room. From that moment on, the distance between them only grew wider. What fans thought was a creative partnership slowly turned into silence. Celeste began avoiding events where D4VD was present. She stopped interacting with his posts, stopped attending rehearsals, and according to insiders, she asked management to place some professional boundaries between them, not because she disliked him, but because she felt the situation was becoming emotionally unhealthy for both of them. And D4VD, he didn't handle that distance well. One insider revealed that he became increasingly frustrated, convinced that Celeste was pulling away at the worst possible time. He reportedly blamed her for leaving him alone during moments when he felt overwhelmed. But the crew says the truth was much more complicated. Celeste was drained. She was tired of carrying emotional weight she never signed up for. By this point, the tension had grown so strong that it began affecting the entire team. The energy backstage was tense. Conversations were whispered. People felt divided. Some believed D4VD needed serious help, while others thought the crew shouldn't interfere in something so personal. But the leaks didn't stop there. A fourth insider came forward and mentioned a private revelation, the same secret hinted at in part 1. This insider didn't reveal the secret either, but they confirmed it was something Celeste found out accidentally, something D4VD wasn't ready to share. And this discovery, according to the insider, was the moment everything shattered. Celeste's sudden emotional shift now made sense to the team. Her silence, her distance, her hesitation to return to D4VD's creative space. The crew believes she didn't want to expose him, but she also didn't want to be part of something that felt unstable and overwhelming. Meanwhile, D4VD's behavior started changing in more noticeable ways. He became suspicious of people around him. Convinced someone was turning Celeste against him, he withdrew even further, stopped engaging with fans emotionally, and reportedly lashed out at team members who questioned him. The crew says they saw a young artist drowning under the weight of fame, pressure, and personal secrets, and a collaborator who simply couldn't carry that burden anymore. As the leaks continue spreading online, fans are dividing more aggressively than ever before. Some believe the crew is betraying him. Others believe they're finally exposing a truth that needed to come out. And then there's Celeste. Silent, distant, watching her name trend across social media without saying a single word. Her silence is becoming the most powerful part of the story, with every new insider stepping forward. it becomes increasingly clear that Part 03 of this unfolding saga will reveal even more, possibly the secret that started it all, because according to the crew, the worst part hasn't even been revealed yet. As the story unravels, one thing becomes undeniable. Everything happening around D4VD and Celeste traces back to one hidden truth, the secret that insiders keep hinting at but refuse to fully reveal. And now, as more crew members speak up, the outline of that secret is finally becoming clear. According to multiple insiders, Celeste didn't pull away because of one argument or one emotional moment. It was much deeper. It started when she discovered something that D4VD never intended for anyone to know. Something personal, heavy, and tied directly to his behavior over the past year. Crew members describe it as the breaking point, the final moment that changed everything between them. One insider said, Celeste found out by accident, overhearing a private conversation between D4VD and a senior member of his management team. Whatever she heard, it shook her. It made her question not only her relationship with D4VD, but also her place in his artistic world. According to this insider, Celeste left the studio that night in tears, refusing to return the next morning, which set off the chain of distancing fans noticed months later. But the tension didn't stop there. Once D4VD realized Celeste knew something he had been hiding, he became even more unstable around her. Crew members describe his behavior as defensive, paranoid, and emotionally overwhelmed. He allegedly tried to talk to her several times, but Celeste avoided those conversations out of fear of making things worse. The crew says she wasn't afraid of him, but afraid of the emotional spiral the situation might trigger. For both of them, around this time, cracks within the crew also began to grow. Some members believed D4VD needed help and space. Others thought Celeste's silence only intensified the pressure on him. For the first time, the team around him felt divided. Then came the leak that changed everything. A longtime crew member, someone who had stayed silent until now, stepped forward, confirming that the secret was not about a relationship, not about drama, and not about betrayal. It was something deeply personal in D4VD's life that he had kept hidden to fear of judgment and stress. Something Celeste was never meant to discover, and when she did, she didn't know how to handle the emotional weight of it. This revelation is why fans now understand her silence. It wasn't cold. It wasn't a drama. It was a shock. And it explains why D4VD reacted the way he did, shutting down, pulling away, and losing control behind the scenes. But the most alarming part of Part 03 is what insiders claim is coming next. An even bigger wave of information from people who say they're done protecting the truth. They claim that unless D4VD speaks publicly, more details will soon surface. Details the public is not ready for, because according to the crew, the secret Celeste discovered was only the beginning. Yo, what's up, Rapscope fam? If you're here, you already know we bring you the juiciest, rawest, and most exclusive updates from the world of rap and hip-hop. From shocking celebrity news to behind-the-scenes secrets that nobody else will tell you, we've got it all. And today, you just saw the latest story about D4VD and Celeste. But trust us, this is only the beginning. Every week, Rapscope X delivers content that keeps you ahead of the game. We don't just report stories, we break them down, analyze every detail, and give you the context that other channels skip. Want the inside scoop on your favorite rappers? Want to know what's really going on behind the cameras? This is the place to be. So here's what you need to do right now. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any viral updates. Turn on the notification bell. We post hot content all the time, and you want to see it the second it drops. Smash that like button if you want more deep dives, behind the scenes info, and shocking celebrity stories. And don't forget, your comments matter. Drop your thoughts below. Tell us what you think about D4VD, Celeste, or any story you want us to cover next. The crazier your theory, the more likely we are to feature it in the next video. Rapscope X is more than just a channel. It's a community of fans who love rap, drama, and the truth behind the scenes. Stay with us, because we're just getting started, and trust us, you do not want to miss what's coming next. Subscribe, like, comment, and join the Rapscope X movement today.